I mean, it pretty much started off as a regular day, to be honest.
Driving through the New York rain, roll down my window and let the rain in. You call me by my name.
Yeah, buddy. I feel like it's funny. A lot of people don't understand that when a black person gets their haircut, especially when it's like this, they think that it looks exactly the same because this is still the same, but they don't realize that the sides and everything gets cut. Like, they don't realize that this is the thing that's getting cut, not the actual hair up here. It's kind of annoying and stupid, but I guess it is what it is. Today, I just want to document just the push day that I have today. I don't have anything really going on, and I don't have a specific topic that I want to talk about. Usually I get on here and I tell you guys like a specific topic, or like I tell you guys like how to achieve your dream physique. There's like a theme of the video. And I kind of don't want to do that because I don't really have anything to talk about, and also because I really liked the vibe and the way the last video flowed. If you guys didn't see my last video, it's gonna be up there. It was just a video about me basically hitting a 315 PR at 154 pounds body weight, which is a pretty big deal to me. That's over twice my body weight squatted for reps, so that's a really big deal for me. And I'm really proud of just the way that video flowed and just how everything was kind of to the point. So I'm kind of gonna do the same thing for this video. So I just got my haircut, as you guys saw like a few seconds ago, and I have a push day today. It's not gonna be anything crazy. We might try to hit 225 today, just because I'm kind of feeling the momentum of how good the 315 felt. So we're gonna see how I feel today. I really want to hit 225, but if I'm not feeling it, if my technique feels off, if I really don't want to stress my central nervous system, we're just not gonna go ahead and do it. So we'll see how I feel, and I'll let you guys know.
I think to the average person, they don't exactly understand why benching 2 plates or 225 is such a big deal. Mainly because the average person doesn't exactly have a grasp of how much weight that is and how much of an accomplishment that is. They kind of just think, okay, cool, you bench 225, you bench 2 plates, but I mean, is that like good? Is that bad? And to people that go to the gym, they understand how big of a deal that is, because not everyone gets to do that. So when you actually accomplish that, it's like getting a badge of honor. It's like a really big achievement, because it's just a thing. Like, I don't know where it came from, I don't know where it originated from, but if you can bench 2 plates, if you can bench 225, you're just that guy. Like, you've accomplished something that not a lot of people get to. And for me specifically, being as skinny as I've always been, being the lightest, smallest person all the way up until pretty much college, it means a lot to me, because I remember being in high school football and being in the weight room, 110 degrees outside. We're in our little weight room in the middle of summer and just banging out weights. And I remember listening to Carry On My Wayward Son. I'm drenched in sweat, like just trying to do a 25 on each side for bench, and just thinking, man, why does this feel so heavy? And then I look over to the other side of the locker room and just see dudes benching 135 like it was nothing. And in my head, it was just, I'm never gonna achieve that. Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, I'm just not gonna be able to achieve that. It just doesn't seem like it's something that I could do. My first attempt was in May or June earlier this year, and I don't know what it was, but that day, that week, I just committed to, you've been working really hard, you've been doing weighted dips, and now is your time to actually try to hit 225, right? Like, it's now or never. And I got one of my friends to spot me. I put on the hype song in my headphones. I had it at max volume, and I just remember getting under the bar, letting it touch my chest, and I knew the second it touched my chest, it was not coming back up. And that was my first failed attempt at 225, and that stuck with me a little bit. Another 2 months goes by, and I'm working out with one of my friends, and we're all doing a push day. And I make a self-deprecating joke. I was like, well, at least you can do 225 or something like that. And my friend was like, oh, okay, well, that's why you're doing it today. And I was like, wait, no, and he's like, no, you're gonna do 25 today. So a month later, I get under the bar again. I have my friends hyping me up. I go down, and the same thing happens. It just doesn't want to come back up. And so at that point, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just go ahead and quit on this. Maybe it's just not worth it to maybe it's just not worth it to try this. Maybe I'll just be cool with being a jacked guy who can't, bench 225. Then there's one day that for some reason I just felt that I could actually do it. And I'm getting ready that day, and in my mind I'm just like, let's hit 225 today. And I'm not exactly sure where that thought came from, but let's hit 225 today was just like something in my head. And although I wanted to psych myself out and be like, no, we'll just see how it happens. We'll just see how everything feels once we get into the actual exercise and the actual get into the gym and see how it feels. Something was just like, no, you're hitting 225 today. So I start warming up, I start getting ready, and I'm benching 185, and I just start banging out reps like it was nothing. And I was like, that felt really weird. And my friend who's working out with me, he's like, I tell him, I said, hey, I'm gonna try 225 today. And he's like, oh yeah, no, you're hitting 225 today. Like, it's not even a question. And immediately that put some fire in me, like, you're gonna actually do this today. Then I put 205 on the bar, and that just moved way too easily. And immediately in my head, I knew once I got to that milestone, I knew that the 225 was gonna be a piece of cake. And the best way that I could explain it is it felt like a scene in a movie where the superhero gets his powers for the first time and he realizes he's stronger than he thought he was. And he just has that look on his face, and the camera looks at him and he's like, I can actually do this now. Once I got that first rep up, I was like, I still have strength, I can do another one. So without even thinking, I just go down for the second one, and I come up and I rack the bar, and I wanted to scream, but I was at a commercial gym. There's a good amount of people around, and I just didn't want to draw attention to myself. But I just remember thinking, I cannot believe I actually did that. This was never possible to me. I think it means a lot to me that I was able to do this, because I didn't think that I was ever going to be able to do this. Sometimes I look in the mirror and I still see the high school Eric that was skinny, that was barely 115, that could barely bench 25s on the bar and was struggling with that. And reaching this milestone, it's like, one of the things that I kept thinking about a little bit after I finished that session was, okay, what's next? Like, you hit 225 on bench, you hit 315 on squat, like, what are you gonna do next? So I guess the only thing that I have next to do is go for